home is that the team at the desk is going to start texting out, and I don't know the time yet, maybe we'll set it for 2:30, the written schedule to everybody that wants it. This really prevents a cardiac person having to call in if they've been off for 4 days to see if they're in a cardiac room, or really any general staff to have to call in if they have a day off to know where they're assigned. So we will get it. It has no confidential information on it. There is no patient identifiers. I cannot reiterate enough that it's a professional phone. So please don't actually text back to it, because then it's going to go to all of us, right? Ivan's okay is going to go to 60 staff members, or I don't want to be in that room. So, and it's not a negotiation of please move me out of my assignments. It's where you're placed. And then also please know it's not black and white. It's gray. So when Jeff comes in at 6 o'clock and Ivan again is called in sick and we have to replace Ivan, he's in my eye shop this morning, we're going to have to make those assignment changes, or we have fatigue. So it is not 100%, but at least it's a start of communication. Anybody opposed to that? I'm going to pass this around. I do realize that it's going to your phone, so if it's something that you don't want to do, you're opting out, but that doesn't mean we're going to call you and let you know where assignments are. Okay, so if you're good and that's the correct number, just write okay by your name, if you will, and we will start that immediately. The second thing is the Belmont blood warmers. So we trialed for last week for quite a long time, actually 2 full days of the Belmont blood warmers, and they have failed, which we knew was going to fail. So we have pulled all the Belmont Rangers from the whole organization. So you will not see them coming from the ED. We still have our rapid transfuser ranger that lives in the anesthesia pump room. So that's what we've always used, and that's what we will continue to use. ER has one, OB has one. So if we are doing a rapid transfusion, that's what they're going to be on. So if you're uncomfortable, take a peek at it. We have a lot of education attached to that, but it's pretty intuitive. OR tables have been ordered. I do not have a delivery date. We chose the Stryker based on your guys' vote, so that will be coming in, and it will be hopefully shipping this year, obviously, because I purchased them this year. I'm just waiting to hear from JT. I'll wait on that. Christmas Eve, just letting everybody know, I'm posting the schedule today or tomorrow. Christmas Eve, what was decided at OR Improvement is that we will have the ability to run 4 rooms. If you did not request to be off, you are assigned a day shift. I did not put any 10 hours on Christmas Eve or evenings because I feel like we can get the work done that we need to do. Mortensen has 1 tiny case and Jensen has a block, so I don't even know that we will fill 4 rooms. I have way more staff than I need. As it gets closer, we will CI and go through that rotation. So Christmas Eve is very up in the air right now, but if you're assigned, I do have you working. I just don't know what it's going to look like until we get a little closer. It is Tuesday. We are off on Wednesday. New Year's Eve, we are open. Okay, we're running a main OR like normal. It is a Tuesday again with New Year's Day being Wednesday. We are closed on New Year's Day.
We only have Monday off for the holidays.
Correct. Yep, it's in the middle of the week, so kind of stinks. We've never been closed usually on New Year's Eve unless it is on like a Thursday, and it's voted from the surgeons is how that comes about.
So what's the Christmas call?
Christmas call is if you are on Christmas Eve, which is on Tuesday, you are assigned a call or cardiac call, just like a normal day. Then you are on the weekend before. Okay? Christmas Day, you are on Wednesday, you are on the 28th and 29th, and then you are on New Year's Day only. That was decided at shared governance that you would not have an additional weekend tagged on to that. And it's on the holiday schedule, it's listed, and it's been there for a really long time, so you guys can take a peek at it, and it's all highlighted pretty and color-coded. So. Cardiac surgeon, I just wanted to let you guys know that we do have a touring cardiac surgeon that will be with us today in the operating room. I know nothing about him besides I got a CV on him, and he will be coming. We are one of 2 hospitals that he's very looking at. So you will see that, and it's not a locum surgeon. It would be an additional surgeon to our program. Tim Nygaard, he unfortunately will not be able to return to work, so I am going to be posting for an anesthesia tech. So that will be posted next week, and we will try and fill that role. If you have anybody that you feel would be a really good candidate, it's a very, very big loss, but he's just not been able to heal essentially from his surgery like he thought he would be. So he's good with it. He's going to miss us. He is still registry though, so if there's opportunity in the future that he will be able to come back, we'll figure that out down the road. So if you guys know anybody, it's going to be a big role to fill. And recognitions, I just want to read these real fast. Dr. Diel's not here. This was on Facebook, so obviously media is a really big thing, and this is a person that put this on Facebook. I'm a big believer in using hospitals for emergencies and scheduled surgeries. I had a scheduled surgery, and the staff from check-in to the operating room to recovery room to 7th floor staff that cared for me night and day were just great. Had multiple nurses and CNA helpers. Bringing your meals, even for the first day, was all liquids, getting you real food. Absolutely great food. You will need to feel supported, answered questions about anything I might need. I appreciate all you did for me and all you do for your patients. Thank you for taking care of me. This is from Dr. Bailey. Last night we did a rupture AAA. I wanted to pass along my gratitude and appreciation for the team. The team did exceptionally well and was a pleasure to work with. They undertook a difficult case and prosecuted it flawlessly. They rose to the occasion, and their hard work and energy made a huge difference for a patient. Benefits should be very proud of the team. Many thanks to Cody, Allison, Jim, Danielle, and Heidi, and Dr. Vendetti. I may have forgotten someone, but no disrespect made to them. Just tired. 3 cheers and bully for them. And
who is that?
Means Dr. Bailey.
Dr. Bailey?
Is that what that means?
I think that's like bloody hell.
This is from a patient, but also a provider here. Last Tuesday, I had the opportunity to visit your operating room for a minor procedure. It was very different being on the other side of the drape. I just want to compliment you and your employees. It was simple and seamless morning from check-in throughout pre-op surgery and post-op, from the ladies at the front desk to the pre- and post-op nurses, the intra-op crew, and Dr. Vendetti and Dr. Ingen. The entire staff treated me with respect and even a bit of humor, which I was grateful for. Please thank them for all of me.
Yeah,
this is a generous heart. So generous hearts, I don't know if you know, but it's something that you get nominated for from a patient, and it's pretty cool. So this is actually for Tiffany, so awesome job, Tiff, and the OR staff. And I haven't looked this patient up, but I certainly will to see who the techs were. I just got this a couple days ago. I do not remember the names of everyone I came in contact with, i.e. the transporter, but want each person to know how grateful and appreciative I am for the excellent care I received October 25th. Surgery add-on, I can't thank you enough. My experience as a stressful time was truly wonderful. Thank you for squeezing me into surgery so quickly after my arrival to ED. The level of compassion and competency as everyone is unmatched everywhere else. Thank you. So awesome job, you guys. Very proud of you. The other thing is cardiac surgeon, anesthesia tech recognitions, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. The Rose event. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's been posted on my door, and a lot of information has gone out to the organization in different forms of Benefits Best. So this is quite the honor. Next week, we will be celebrating the Road to the Rose Parade, and I will not get emotional because I've got to get my crap together. But this is Julie Shepard. She is a 17-year-old that came in with a gunshot wound, and she donated her organs. So her dad will be here. He has helped me put on the event in April. It's called Donate Life Event, and he is very advocate in Montana for organ donation. And she has been selected to be honored at the Rose Parade at the Pasadena, California. So if it is something that you guys are interested in, the staff that took care of her have already been formally invited, but I would love for you guys to be there. If that's something that you're interested in, you can take one of these. A huge, huge event. Life Center Northwest will be up here. The artist that did her fluorograph, which is her face, which my guess is it's going to be that picture. Everything is made out of organic material, and so this is a fluorograph unveiling, if you will. So it'll be the first time that her family gets to see it, and they get to finish it. So they get to add the organic material to her face, essentially, and then she will be on the Rose Event Parade float. So if anything, if you guys want to watch it on TV, that would be very cool. And if you guys want to come, you are more than welcome to come. So I would love to have you guys there. And next Tuesday starts at 4:30. with a big thing starting at 5, where their CEO, John Goodnow, Ray Kennedy will all be speaking. The media will be there. And you guys get to donate a rose as you come in. And then after the event, we'll go upstairs and do hors d'oeuvres and those kind of things. Everything is about Julie. So it's all of her favorite food, anything that she loved. And I know that the bakery down in Helena is baking her special cookies, and I'm getting them delivered from Helena. So a pretty cool event that I don't think you guys realize the impact that you guys have on these patients, because we're the silent keeper, if you will, in the operating room. So questions for me? I see Dr. Diel is here and Lisa, and we have a great presentation for you. All right, Lisa, I'll send
Good morning. Dr. Diel will be right back. And my portion of this is he can step in, and he's going to have a demonstration this morning about noise in the operating room. Oh, there he is. And Tony doesn't know what's going on, but he's an unwilling volunteer for this. So what's going to happen to Tony right now? He does not know anything about it.
I need a patient. So Tony, come up here. You get to be anesthesia.
Ding dong.
Oh, yeah. So, Tony, we're going to talk about noise in the operating room today. And I know, just like anybody else, you like to be rewarded when you have success in what you're doing. So, I need a patient.
Jimbo.
Oh, okay, wait a minute.
Repeat your box. It's an armored box.
I think.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
I need a patient. So I can't really, I don't have a bed for you, but this is, you get to be the patient. And we're going to imagine, we're going to play with imagine, and you're going to lay your head back. This is the patient, we're getting ready for surgery. We're going to talk about how important it is at the beginning of the case, what we're doing and why we're doing it, okay? And Tony is going to have some tasks. I turn them over eventually, and how easy it is to do some of these tasks based on what's going on in the background, okay? And it's all about doing a good job for Ivan here, because we want him to, A, have a good experience, and B, come out alive. Well, some of us want to go alive. So the first thing we do whenever we bring a patient in is sit him down. We want to set the stage, right? This patient's, we're trying to, they're already nervous, so we give him some muscle, or we give him some sweating, man. You're exactly like me, boy, I tell you what. Like a cat in a rocking chair. So anyway, we give him a little relaxant like Versed. We put a mask on to have him breathe oxygen. Why do we do that? Why do we put oxygen in a patient before I get him off to sleep? Aren't I going to tube him immediately? Why would we do that?
If there's socks up.
What else? How much oxygen is in this atmosphere? 21%, okay? So if you've got 21% in your lungs, I'd like to replace that or denitrogenate people with 100% oxygen. So I'm replacing the oxygen in their lungs with 100, or the nitrogen with 100% oxygen. So what does that do? If he's not breathing, he now has 5 times the amount of normal oxygen in his body. And if he's asleep and paralyzed, that acts as like an oxygen reserve, right? So what happens, I'm sitting here and I got an oxygen mask on him, and he starts talking. I'm giving the drugs, and my assistant goes, "What was that? What were you saying? Huh? You want to talk to me some more about that?" Oh, all that work we've done is now gone. So keep that mask on because we want him to have this reserve of oxygen, right? Because what does that do for us? It buys us time. And we're going to talk about why that time is important here in just a second, okay? So, Tony, you get to be the anesthesiologist. And we're going to talk about, kind of what happens in the operating room here.
No, because they would drip down my face. That's why I kept it on.
Okay, Tony. So you're going to pre-oxygenate this fella here, right? So you got the little mask on. You're getting ready to get him off to sleep. And it's very important that you have... So much we're supposed to do it. So now, here's the task. So now we've made him go to sleep. And I want you to find 3 hearts in that deck. Like right now. This is the example of, this is him intubating right now. He's just, we started, it's taken 10 seconds. Oh, in 10 seconds, he was able to intubate a patient. How many people have seen me intubate a patient in 10 seconds? Happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
Not a big deal, okay?
All the time. God, it's Diel.
Oh, that does remind me. We do have a new DSM-4 disease that's out there. It's called PDSD, post-deal stress disorder. All right, we will keep that to a minimum after this, but it won't happen. Sorry.
That is a real thing.
Yeah. So that was an intubation. It was pretty easy, right? Took you 15 seconds. Not a big deal. Okay. Now we're going to get the card back there. Start pre-oxygenating him. You ready to go? You're starting to push the drugs in. Put on here. Fine. 2 reds and 2 blacks.
Afraid to lose control. Caught up in this world. I've wasted time. I've wasted.
A little more crazy, kind of loud. Took him about 25 seconds. Not, sometimes it gets that way too, right? All right. So now, got to find the next one here. We're going to increase this challenge just a little bit, not much. Tony, I know you're up to the task. It's not a problem for you. Okay.
Ivan's melting.
Okay.
I can't believe this goes on YouTube.
So here's one thing I really should put in. So right now Tony has completed 2 tasks successfully, and just like whenever an anesthesiologist does a good job, the patient gets rewarded.
Oh.
Right? And then what happens? And when the patient gets rewarded, the anesthesiologist wins too, right? Isn't that how it happens? Everybody wins. And if I had a scrub tech here, I'd give scrub tech. But we don't have to do that.
Volunteers tribute.
It'll happen. I brought a shitload of prayer. Okay. Okay, so you're pre-oxygenating the patient, and you're getting ready to send the patient to sleep. This one's not going to be as easy. So I can get this done in about 2 minutes under ideal situations. Okay? You ever seen how this works, Tony? You know exactly how this works. I'm going to get this set up for you so you're in the one, and you have to get all the way through it. And you pre-oxygenate the patient appropriately. No one's come up and said, hey, what the hell are you talking about? You want to talk? No, none of that's happened. This patient was pre-oxygenated for 5 minutes, or for 5 minutes of no O2. And you have to solve that. Okay, now you're going to sleep. And then someone comes in and says, okay, Tony, begin. Foley in? Is that okay? Can I put this Foley in? Oh, is that okay? You good? What? Can I get a syringe? Oh! You gotta start over again? Oh, that really sucks. You've got 4 minutes left. Oh my gosh. I hope you live through this. I think I've demonstrated the point. It's hard to do something that's very hard whenever the room is loud, right? Now,
I'm sorry, we're never going to see this again.
why do you think I brought earplugs? How many times have we heard that in the operating room? Banging pans, the reps in there, we're trying to figure out what's going on with the case. It gets really loud, we start talking about what's going on the weekends. Somebody violates the deal space, and I'm trying to intervene. It doesn't take long for us to get through pre-oxygenation, asleep, and intubation. Sometimes 15 seconds, sometimes 30 in general. If Tony had looked into Ivan's mouth and said, oh crap, this is going to be tough, he could say, oh, it's quiet, let's stop, let's get some help in here. Maybe let's look at reversing what I've done and wake the patient up and doing a wake intubation. When he sees, oh crap, I've got a difficult puzzle, I can get it done, but I might need some help. And so that's, what I'm trying to illustrate is, sometimes you open somebody's mouth and this is what you see. And so we just have to be ready to meet those challenges whenever they come up. Any questions? Well, you've all been a wonderful clientele today, of course, you know, my participants. There's a pile for everybody. Help yourself. Oh, everybody sit them around? Okay, all right, well, they're there.
Thanks, Dr. Diel.
Thank you, Dr. Diel.
Okay,
So,
we have 5 minutes left.
I have a video here. So this is a passion of mine is the noise in the OR, and when I discussed it with a few of my coworkers, they said, oh, you need to go talk to Dr. Diel. So Dr. Diel and I have been in a little partnership here the last couple of weeks on just bringing awareness to the operating room. It's real easy to walk in and, you know, we're kind of on auto mode and we just want to take care of our patient. We do our thing, but we don't think about that person that is so scared laying on that bed. So this is what Florence Nightingale says about noise. Unnecessary noise is the most cruel absence of care which can be inflicted either on the sick or the well. Hearing, they say, which is one of our senses, is said to be the last sense to go. So maybe you think that they're asleep, but they can still hear. And it is the first to return under general anesthesia. I'd like you just to close your eyes for 1 minute, although we had this already. And think of yourself laying on the table. And you're real scared. But I think you get the idea. So noise levels in the hospital and operating room are consistently above limits established by federal agencies, like OSHA, for example. In many cases, they're more than 40 decibels. Noise levels have been associated with consequences on health, performance of staff, and patient safety. Much of the noise is generated by OR personnel and is avoidable, although we do have a lot of machines and things in the room that do produce a lot of noise. I read quite a few studies that have been done on noise in the operating room. One kind of compared the operating room to a cockpit of an airplane, and you're going to have your takeoff and your landing in an airplane, and you know, I really doubt that the pilots up there are clanging around and playing loud music and doing things like that, because they have the lives of many patients on board. Noise levels and distractions are least during induction, which I found that so interesting, that there's less noise from people because we're like, okay, well, the patient's going off to sleep, let's be quiet. So where they really noticed on a lot of these studies is when the patient emerges from anesthesia. Just the increased movement, and if you can think about how our day is, we're like breaking down our sets, we're bringing in carts, we're, did you get the patient loaded in the system? You know, we're doing a lot of noise while their patient's waking up. And this also part of the study is they were just saying the emergence is the greatest problem, that we probably think least about patients or people coming in, staff in and out. Now they're saying that those can exceed 70 decibels of noise. Music was found to be playing during the third of emergence, but never during the when we intubate them. And I think that's true. For me, when the patient walks into the room, I go over and I shut the music off, and then it's quiet, and then we turn it back on, right? But we never turn it off when the patient starts to wake up. High levels of conversation, multiple conversations happening. I'm talking to the scrub tech up top, anesthesia tech is talking to their people, nurses are calling on the phone, they're talking to someone. Music. I know you guys think I hate music, but I don't. I love music. I go to a lot of concerts, actually. I love music, but I think there's a time and a place for it. As many as 11% of hospital patients in this study experienced an adverse reaction. And they were saying half of them are preventable. Just as a reminder, I kind of, I remember learning all this way long time ago, but stage 1 of the intubation is known as induction. It's between him pushing the drugs or her and the loss of consciousness. Patients can still carry on a conversation. Part 2 is excitement, and that for some patients can last longer than others, but that's when the anesthesiologists start pushing their drugs to speed the patient through that process and get to stage 3 as soon as possible. There's just some, stage 3 is broken down in 4 different ways, and we're out of time, so I'm going to zip through here real quick. Stage 4 is the overdose of drugs to the patient. Induction, Dr. Diel talked a little bit about that, the pre-oxygenation to fill the lungs. This is kind of their sequence. And then emergence is the thing that I mostly talked about, because I think that for us is really overlooked. It's when the patient these are some of the studies and articles that I read to prepare this. I would just ask that, you know, we kind of think about the patient. That's actually what we're here for. And there's plenty of time to have our own agendas after the patient either goes to sleep or wakes up. Any questions? Thank you.
Very good.